Hey y'all, how y'all doing? What's up? What is up? So, y'all, first shout out to Empress Radio because this is where I got this story from. I had just tuned out of Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I like Empress Radio, so I watched one of her recent lives, and she was going over this interview that Ken did. Tricia's boyfriend, fiance, whoever he is, side dude, I don't know what we want to call him, but Ken did an interview with Carlos King and Heavenly for, I guess, Messy Mondays it was for. Y'all, him and Tricia should did their interviews together versus separately, because if he's trying to keep his little secret about how silly she got him out here looking, he should did an interview with her so she can jump in and cut him off and play the mute challenge on certain questions and dance around stuff and pretend like she don't know what a house is, what a gym is, if she's met this guy before. Was it recent? Was it 20 years ago? Does she know his brother? Do she actually know him? Like, just all the way around a hot mess. And I'm over it, but at the same time, it's intriguing because it's like, at what point is Ken going to acknowledge that this girl been lying to him? Which is interesting. So we're going to get into that because I'm going to play a few clips from Carlos King and Heavenly's interview with Ken. Just a few little stuff. I ain't trying to get stricken by Carlos the King. So I'm just going to play a little bit of it. But I also want to show y'all a little intermission, y'all. We're going to do the little intermission first. Watch this. Y'all, why y'all? This is why the kids don't take Nell or Chris serious, because, girl, anyway. Anyway, on to the real story. Here's Ken pretending not to be hurt by Tricia.
Long enough to understand her, and I'm going to back her. I like with the whole not telling the truth about it. Yeah, we had our conversations about it, but she's not a woman that is going to sleep around. She's not a woman that's going to do all those things that I guess come along with dealing with Martell. So I don't have an issue with it, and it was before me. So even if it did happen, it was before me. Like, what am I supposed to be mad about something that happened before me for?
I think that's the thing I wanted to know too. So, because I want to make it clear for the audience to digest. So, when you guys auditioned for Love and Marriage Huntsville, and you know the process, we ask you guys, like, who do you know on the show?
Right.
Obviously, you guys came in through Stormy, because Stormy and Tricia are friends, and you and Stormy's husband Courtney have been friends since y'all were like kids, pretty much.
Right.
Before we started filming, and even during the casting process, did Tricia ever reveal to you that, hey, I know Martell and I trained him once, or tried to?
She definitely told me about knowing Martell. She didn't tell me about the training situation. But we had dealt with Martell on a number of occasions before, so I told her, like, hey, is there anything that you need to let me know? Let me know that. And she did omit that she had trained him. So again, that's where, the disconnect was on that whole situation. But I mean, again, it's hard for me to kind of like dwell on it because it did happen before me. So that is not the issue. The omitting or the lying about it was the issue, because going forward in our relationship, I need to know that you're going to tell me the truth about certain things, or about everything. But again, it was a little mistake she made, and I'm not going to beat her on, I'm not going to keep getting on mad about it at her.
Because the thing is this, that I've learned from relationships, right?
Right.
Especially when it comes to men. Men do ask their ladies, like, look, if there's anybody gym and a house, right?
Right.
So when she told you that she couldn't remember where they met, right? What was that conversation like after we left the house filming? Were you upset? Did you leave for a few days?
No, during that moment, the only thing that, one, I was like, babe, you know where you've been. Like, nobody don't know where you've been. if I come across a woman in a store and it's been years since I've seen her, I still know where I met her at, where I went with her, where we've been. You know, that's not something I'm going to forget. So yes, and then so I was like, hold on, there's got to be more to this story because you keep, you know, it just don't sound right. It don't. It really is like, you know, now we got to have a more in-depth conversation about it. And at first it was nothing and I didn't care. But now we got to have a more in-depth conversation about it because things keep it's not adding up. But I wasn't, in that moment, during that time, I wasn't angry. Um, it was confused, needed a little more clarity on what was going on, you know. And again, like I said, I wasn't going to be upset if something did happen because it was before me. I was going to be more or less upset about omitting the situation, omitting what happened, leaving out detail, and then allowing it to come out when, you know, you could have told me and I would have been like, yeah, I know about it already.
Y'all, exactly. Like, if there was, this is my thing. If there really was nothing that happened and it was just a real messy situation, if you have chosen to say, hey, this is the guy or this is the woman for me, why would you not just tell them, like, hey, this particular person's on this show. Me and you gonna come on the show together. This is what went down. I know it's gonna look real messy. It's gonna look like I'm not being honest or forthright with what happened, but let me just give you the details of how everything played out. It looks super messy, but I did not mess with this guy. That is the easiest thing to say and do when you are, come on now. Trisha, I'm sure she's at least in her 40s. Come on. That is not hard to open your mouth and tell somebody, especially somebody you say, this is my man, this is my boo, he in the house with me, he's obviously a decent guy, okay? So why would that be so hard to just say that? Y'all feel where I'm saying? Like, Trish, you full of crap. And I'm sorry. Look, like Kiki Palmer, I'm sorry to this man. I am sorry to Ken for him just rocking out with it. You know, of course, that's his choice to do it, but I also know how it is when it comes to men and their egos. I think Ken is really stuck on, he don't want to look like he made a bad decision when it comes to Tricia. So he's going to act like it's not that big of a deal, even though it really is a big freaking deal. Because it's obvious, even he admits that the girl done lied, straight up lied to him at the beginning of y'all relationship. That is not a good look. And I feel like he don't want to look like he's made a bad decision because he's professed his love for her and told everybody that she's the one. And now he's going to walk around with egg on his face if this comes out that she's been lying to him in his face this whole time.